If you are in your 60s, 70s, or even your 80s, and you sometimes practice self-stimulation, this message is for you. Many older men don't realize how this habit may affect the prostate. Is it helpful, or could it hide risks? Today, we'll look at what careful science and medical research actually suggest. Much of what you may have only heard in whispers, you'll now see explained clearly. Stay with me until the end, because the final point matters most. Before we get into how masturbation interacts with prostate health, a heartfelt thank you to everyone who regularly supports this channel, including viewers from Panchkula, Haryana. Your encouragement means a lot. If you'd like your city mentioned in a future video, like this video, drop your city's name in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed. Every week, older men come forward, some 60, some 70, some over 80, with the same hesitant question. At my age, is masturbation okay? Will it harm my prostate? I've heard it can cause swelling. Is that true? Asking this is a sign of courage, and finding a grounded answer is a sign of wisdom. The issue is not that men masturbate. The issue is that they rarely receive accurate, shame-free guidance. Because society wraps this topic in silence, many either fear it or proceed without understanding. Both paths can add risk. This discussion is for anyone at the stage of life where the body changes, hormones slow, and the prostate can quietly start demanding attention. Over the years, countless seniors have shared experiences, ranging from prostatitis, inflammation, to urinary flow problems, to early warnings that needed follow-up. One pattern appears again and again, either excessive fear around private habits or careless avoidance of basic facts. Let's replace that with clarity. First, what the prostate is, what changes with age, and where masturbation fits in. The prostate is a small, walnut-sized gland found only in men, located just below the bladder and wrapped around the urethra. Its main job is to produce fluid that nourishes and protects sperm. That fluid makes up a large part of semen released during ejaculation. In simple terms, much of what comes out during climax originates in the prostate. As the years pass, natural shifts occur, just like graying hair or fine lines on the skin. One common change is benign enlargement, BPH, typically after 50. It isn't cancer, but because the prostate hugs the urethra, growth can narrow the channel and trigger symptoms: frequent urges, a weaker stream, getting up at night, incomplete emptying, burning, or discomfort. Many dismiss these as normal, but they can signal that the gland is pressing more than it should. Another pattern is inflammation or infection, prostatitis, often seen between 40 and 60, but possible later. This can bring pelvic ache, burning with urination, difficulty starting the stream, and sometimes fever. It can linger for months in some men. Cancer risk also rises with age. Prostate cancer tends to grow slowly and may be silent early on, which is why screening conversations are important. When detected early, options expand and outcomes improve. Why look after the prostate? Because when the gland struggles, it doesn't only affect the bladder, it touches sexual function, confidence, mood, sleep quality, and daily ease. As recovery capacity slows with age, informed attention becomes essential. Now to the question many avoid. Does masturbation help or harm the prostate? Does it keep the gland healthier or make things worse? Across cultures, a repeated message tells older men they shouldn't masturbate. That message mixes tradition, shame, and misinformation. When we step back and examine evidence, the foundation under that belief cracks. Sexual desire and the urge for self-soothing touch do not disappear at 40 or 50. They are human and can persist across a lifetime. A common myth says that masturbation damages the prostate or creates swelling. In reality, the gland is continuously producing fluid. If that fluid stagnates for long periods, it can thicken, build pressure, and contribute to discomfort in some men. Periodic ejaculation helps expel fluid, supporting comfort and reducing congestion for many. What does research suggest? Long-term population studies following large groups of men for years have reported that higher ejaculation frequency is associated with a lower risk of later prostate cancer. One widely cited cohort tracked tens of thousands of men for roughly 2 decades and found that those reporting ejaculation about 21 times per month had a notably lower risk compared with those at the low end of frequency. Proposed reasons include reduced stagnation of prostatic secretions, potential flushing of irritants, and calmer hormonal and inflammatory signaling. Other observational work has suggested that several ejaculations per week may correlate with less risk. Beyond cancer, regular ejaculation can also ease stress, improve sleep for some, and support a calmer nervous system, indirect benefits that matter for pelvic health. Of course, not every body is the same. For one man, twice a week feels ample. For another, 4 or 5 is comfortable. There is no single correct number for all. Where there is ongoing pain, fever, severe urinary trouble, or known acute prostatitis, pushing through with ejaculation can worsen discomfort. Medical evaluation should come first. And if cancer screening or active treatment is underway, follow personalized guidance. Masturbation is neither magic nor moral failure. It is a biological reflex that, when practiced in balance and with self-respect, can be neutral or even supportive for the prostate. But there are limits. If the behavior becomes compulsive, dominating thoughts all day, disrupting relationships or work, then the costs outweigh benefits. Some men also carry guilt shaped by old messages. Medicine doesn't require shame. If healthy, consensual, and balanced, the practice need not be secret or stigmatized. If it worsens loneliness, fuels isolation, or harms function, consider speaking with a counselor. One more practical note often missed. If a PSA blood test is planned, avoid ejaculation for at least 24 hours beforehand. Ejaculation can transiently nudge PSA upward and complicate interpretation. If it occurred just before testing, tell the clinician so results can be read in context. A real-life illustration makes this clearer. Consider a 68-year-old retired teacher from Kurnaul who began waking 2 to 3 times nightly to urinate. Daytime fatigue grew, the stream thinned, a dragging sensation built in the lower abdomen. After an evaluation showed an enlarged but not dangerous prostate, lifestyle suggestions accompanied medication, and one recommendation surprised him. Aim for 2 to 3 ejaculations per week. It challenged his assumptions, yet he gave it a fair trial, integrating gentle self-stimulation into his routine without urgency or shame. The first weeks felt unchanged. By the 3rd month, sleep consolidated to a single nighttime wake-up, the stream felt freer, pelvic heaviness eased, and follow-up showed calmer inflammation markers. He hadn't discovered a one-size-fits-all cure. He had discovered that listening to his body, applying sound guidance, and softening old taboos could shift his health. Benefits deserve balance with caution. Do not ignore persistent pain, burning, fever, blood in urine or semen, or significant difficulty passing urine. Seek evaluation. Avoid excess. Healthy habits follow a U-curve where too little and too much can both be unhelpful. If guilt, compulsivity, or isolation expand, address the emotional side as actively as the physical. Beyond masturbation, whole-life care keeps the prostate resilient. Food quality influences the gland. Tomatoes, cooked sauces and soups increase lycopene availability. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, rich in sulfur compounds, walnuts and flaxseed, omega-3s that can calm inflammatory tone, and green tea, polyphenols, are frequently discussed for supportive roles. At the same time, limit deep-fried foods, high sugar, heavily processed meats, and excessive salt, which can aggravate metabolic stress. Movement matters. Brisk walking 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, supports endothelial function, helps prevent fluid stagnation in the pelvis, improves insulin sensitivity, and steadies weight, all friendly to prostate comfort. Gentle yoga and pelvic floor-aware practices can help coordination in the lower pelvis. Stress management is not optional, it is therapy. Chronic stress can amplify inflammatory pathways and tighten pelvic musculature. Mindful breathing, quiet prayer or chanting, music, reading, time in the garden. Small daily anchors can shift the entire nervous system into a healing gear. Routine check-ins protect you. Annual conversations about urinary function, digital rectal examination when appropriate, and PSA testing according to personal risk help catch concerns early. Family history, African ancestry, and prior biopsy results can influence decisions. Personalization is key. Putting it all together, prostate care is not a single tactic. It is a framework. Balanced information, gentle routine, nutrition, movement, rest, and self-respect. Masturbation can fit within that framework as a tool, not a taboo, when guided by comfort, consent, and context. Age is not a barrier, it is a teacher. When men understand the body, honor its signals, and act in time, later life can be both dignified and deeply healthy. If this message served you, subscribe now so weekly, science-based, life-improving guidance continues to reach you. Share this with friends and family who might need exactly this clarity. And if you'd like your city mentioned in a future video, type its name below. Practical weekly plan combining ejaculation frequency, diet, hydration, exercise, and lifestyle habits to protect and support the prostate naturally. Weekly prostate health plan for men over 60. Ejaculation frequency. Baseline, 2 to 3 times per week is a safe, balanced goal for most older men. Why? This frequency keeps prostatic fluid moving, reduces stagnation, and aligns with research showing protective benefits without creating fatigue. Adjustment. If you feel pelvic heaviness or frequent night urination, lean towards 3 times weekly. If you feel tired afterward or already have chronic prostatitis, begin with once weekly and build gradually. Diet to support prostate health. Daily additions. Tomatoes, cooked, 1/2 to 1 cup in soup, curry, or sauce for lycopene. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, 3 to 4 times weekly. Nuts and seeds, walnuts, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, in small portions. Green tea, 1 to 2 cups daily for antioxidants. Foods to limit, deep-fried snacks, excess sugar, heavily processed meats, excess dairy fat. Hydration, 6 to 8 glasses of water daily, but taper fluid intake 2 hours before bedtime to reduce night urination. Physical activity, walking, 30 minutes brisk walking at least 5 days a week. Pelvic floor relaxation, not only Kegel tightening, but also stretches and deep breathing that release tension in the pelvic muscles. Yoga asanas, Mula Bandha, a gentle pelvic lift, Supta Baddha Konasana, a reclining butterfly, and slow breathing exercises. Stress and sleep. Evening routine, light dinner, avoid spicy or heavy foods, a short 10-minute walk after dinner, relaxation practice, music, reading, meditation before bed. Sleep goal, aim for 7 to 8 hours. Interrupted sleep worsens hormonal imbalance and prostate irritation. Sample 7-day routine. Monday, morning, 2 walnuts and green tea. Evening, ejaculation or gentle self-stimulation. Night, light soup with cooked tomatoes. Tuesday, morning 30 minutes brisk walk. Lunch, add broccoli or cauliflower to meal. Evening, relaxation, no ejaculation. Wednesday, morning flaxseed powder in warm water. Evening, ejaculation if comfortable. Night, herbal tea, deep breathing. Thursday,
morning, yoga and slow breathing. Lunch, tomato curry or chutney. Evening, family walk, no ejaculation. Friday, morning, nuts and seeds mix. Evening, ejaculation optional depending on energy. Dinner, steamed vegetables, light rice. Saturday, morning, leisure walk, green tea. Day, gardening or hobby for stress release. Evening, relaxation, no ejaculation. Sunday, morning, fresh pomegranate or juice. Night, journaling, gratitude, early bed. Emotional dimension. This plan is not just about fluid release or symptom control. It's about reclaiming connection. When you integrate balanced self-stimulation, nourishing foods, movement, and calm routines, you're not only protecting your prostate, but also telling yourself, I value my body, I honor my health, I choose confidence.